if you were ever on the fence about not sure if you want to start a YouTube, I would say my advice is at the very beginning when you're just starting out, don't worry about like making money on YouTube. Don't worry about how many people are following you on YouTube right away. What you need to concern yourself with is making sure you've got a lot of content on your channel. And the reason why I said don't worry about making money on YouTube right away is because that's going to come later anyways, so you don't have to worry about it right at the beginning. So this is very important, because if you just make one video, I mean, I don't think that YouTube has any real incentive to promote you because you only have one video. You really need to have like a whole catalog of videos for people to see your entire body of work, so to say. Now, I think that some advice I've heard, if you're like really super serious about YouTube, is to try to post at least one video a day. And you might think, well, that's like a lot of work, you know, that's a big commitment, time commitment, because I've got a job and I can't just be posting videos every day. So at least try to commit to like doing once a week, because I think after that, YouTube, like, you really start like falling off into their algorithm of where they're trying to push your video out to people. They're not going to push out a video that's 6 months old. They want to push out something that's brand new. So as long as you're keeping current and posting maybe once a week, I mean, you could try maybe posting once a month, but I really think that you should try to post more often so you kind of like get yourself out there. So the reason I say that is you've probably heard about how YouTube will push your video out to anyone who's already following you. So those are like, you know, your fans. They want to see what you've put out, but then it'll kind of push it out to other people. And you've probably seen a video pop up where it'll say like, was this a good suggestion for you? And then it's like, no, I don't want to watch this video. So that's kind of what they're doing. They're pushing your video out and they're seeing if people watch it. They're seeing if people immediately turn it off. They're seeing if people, you know, give it the thumbs down or whatever, because that way they can decide if they should keep pushing it, right? And I'm sure you think like, well, YouTube just seems like a popularity contest, like we're all in high school. That YouTube, of course, is gonna push out, you know, the star football player or the head cheerleader's video, and then the unpopular kid, they never get their videos pushed out. So say you're someone who likes to do videos about auto repair. Well, you might put in a Google search and YouTube search for auto repair, and is your video gonna come up #1? No, they're gonna push you to watch a video that's got like the most views, and so that's like Mr. Popularity, their video gets pushed out and yours is like not even really on the list. So you might think, well, that's not fair. How are people ever gonna find me if YouTube keeps promoting these other people? And so I think that's why you just need to start to like build up your channel, get more content. Of course, everyone's gonna say make sure you have quality content. Of course, that's important. But if you have more content to push yourself out there and get your name known, so to say, that's definitely important. But I like to think of it as you should use YouTube as like a diary. And you may think like, you know, I'm not gonna put my personal life onto YouTube. You know, what you put in a diary is like your deepest, darkest thoughts. And that's not what I meant. So I mean, like, you should use it more as like a journal, some events that have happened in your life. Think of it as being a documentarian. So say there was a big snowstorm in your area, film that. Say like a flood happened in your neighborhood, film that. So it doesn't necessarily have to deeply affect you in your life, but film something that happened going on currently. Because say there's like a sports team that just won a championship, and then there's like a big celebration and a parade and everything, film that. The reason I say that is because when you're filming these topical events, of course people are going to be online looking for those things at the time. They're going to want to know what's going on with that snowstorm that just happened. You know, did anyone get hurt in the flood? So they're going to be online searching for it anyways. And then another thing is, if you were to look back on, remember a year ago when we had that really big snowstorm? You know, a lot of times like people will like want to look this stuff up because it is historical and it's just something that's going to be interesting to people to watch. So think of that when you're filming stuff. I know I'm like kind of just throwing out vague ideas like the weather, but that is something that affects everyone, and that is something that people are usually Googling before they go out for the day, or they're planning a vacation or anything like that, because they want to know what's going on in the area of the world that you happen to be located in, where you're making your videos. I'm going to post a link below of someone who has a YouTube channel who is actually making money on YouTube now. Sounds like they've really been at it a while. So based on what they say, I mean, they made it sound like they pretty much were posting almost daily to build up their channel. So just keep that in mind, because they put a lot of work and effort into getting to where they're at now. I think you'll find it interesting. So I had a different YouTube channel before this one a couple years ago, and I really didn't post to it very much. It was basically just because it was the YouTube that was connected to my Gmail account that pretty much everyone has. So just randomly I decided to post a video. I had filmed my neighbor's cat. That video got like over 1,000 views like within the first day. And so I think that gave me like this false sense of that it's very easy to go viral on YouTube, and that's not always the case. I think it was just a total fluke that people must really like cats, and that video got a lot of views. I kind of went off that thinking like, well, this is easy peasy, you know, all I have to do is just post silly videos of cats and, you know, I'll be the next YouTube sensation. And that's not really how it works. So I would say, based on my experience, when I said that you should post at least once a week, is because this is what I've noticed. And I've noticed this both on my current channel, but also the channel I had before. And maybe this is just a new way things are working with YouTube. Right now I'm filming this in December of 2024. Maybe things were different before, and maybe things will change in the future. But right now what I've noticed is if I post a video, whether that be a video or a short, usually it'll be like within the first day, you'll see a lot of people have viewed the video. But after a week, it pretty much stops. You won't see like any new views. So that's why I said that's just what I noticed in my experience. So once those new views completely stop, I mean, that's why you should probably try to put out another video to try to get more people to watch again. Now, that doesn't mean that no one's ever going to see a video you made 2 weeks ago, but you're just not going to get the traction you got when you very first posted it. That's just my experience. Maybe some of you who are way more experienced than I am can leave a comment on what you're seeing after you post a video or a short, to see that at right about a week is when you kind of stop seeing any new views on your video. So going off just that experience alone, I would say, like, you know, there's plenty of other people that can give you expert advice that have way more followers than me, obviously, and it's just going off of like my own personal experience. I hope that, you know, whatever you choose to do, if you're going to start your own YouTube channel, just have fun with it. I mean, I think that's what's most important, is just have a good time. And I think people will sense that. They'll sense that you're enjoying what you're doing. And it shouldn't be like a chore, like, God, I have to make another video. It should be something fun. That's probably all the advice that I have for you.